Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samahprabha Nirvignam Guru Medeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Mande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं मामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं आचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः श्रीमेधा दक्षिणामूर्तिस्वामिने नमः Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Krishnakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Urave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahite Ratam Vedabhya Bhaskaram Vande Shamadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetranana Pada Baho Sahasranamam Stavanam Prashastam Niruchyate Janma Jaradhishantyai. Namaste once again to all of you.
Namaste Guruji. Namaste Guruji.
So we are seeing the Dhyana Shlokas, meaning of the Dhyana Shlokas. And we have seen the first two Shlokas meanings in the last couple of classes. In the last class, we started seeing the meaning of the Dhyana Shloka. Shantakaram Bhujagasayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham. And
Hari Om Mahodaya Namaste.
Namaste Guruji. Kamala Nayanam
Yogi Pradhyanagamyam
Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanaatam. So we were seeing the meaning, and last word I think we saw was Shubhangam, if I'm not wrong. And I told you that Lakshmi Kantam I will tell you in the next class. Okay. So Lakshmi Kantam is the next word in this sloka. Kantam basically means, attraction, like a magnet. That is the meaning of Kantam. So Lakshmi Kantam means the one who has attracted Lakshmi. That is the meaning of Lakshmi Kantam. Okay. And in fact, Swami Omkarananda explains, according to Puranas, the manner in which Lakshmi got married to Vishnu. Interesting story. I mean, some of you might have already heard that. So, according to the Purana story, when the Devas and Asuras, they were churning that milky ocean for getting this Amrit, that story everybody knows. And many things came out of that churning. Lot of things. And there is a shloka which describes this, what all things came out. Lakshmi Kaustuba Parijata Kasura Dhanvantirish Chandrama Gava Kama Dua Sureshwara Gajau Rambhadi Devanganaha Ashwa Saptamukha Sudha Haridanuhu Shanko Visham Chambude Ratna Niti Chaturdasha Pratidinam Kurvantu Vo Mangalam. This is a sloka. So, of course, I am not going to explain you the full sloka. Right? What we have to note is this poison also came out of the churning only. Not only good things like all these gems and all that, but poison also, Visham Chambudhe, right? But the first to surface in the churning was Lakshmi in the Samudra Mathanam. And she came with a garland in her hands for doing Swayamvara. That was the practice among devas, doing Swayamvara. So she wanted to select a life partner for herself. The moment all these devas and asuras saw her, she was so attractive and so beautiful that they all fell in love with her. And everybody offered their head to be garlanded. Like they bowed, please garland me, please garland. But Lakshmi had one condition. And that condition was, she will marry only that person who, after seeing her, does not fall in love with her. Can you imagine? Her condition was, the person who does not love me, does not fall in love with me, I will marry that person. And today we have a situation where we are used to telling, I love you, I love you, I love you from morning till evening, several times in a day. Huh? And after so many I love yous also, a question is asked, do you really love me? So that is the condition of today, our human beings. But Lakshmi's condition was totally opposite. The person who doesn't love her, she will marry him. So Mahavishnu was witnessing all these things, what is going on and all that, and he totally ignored Lakshmi. So seeing that Mahavishnu is, after seeing me also, he is not paying any attention to me, Lakshmi felt that he is the right person for me. Then she garlanded Mahavishnu, chose Mahavishnu as her husband. So this is the Purana story, right? And she, after garlanding, of course, she started doing Pada Seva. And that is what we see in that, Ananta Shayanam post, Lakshmi sitting at the feet of Vishnu and, doing Pada Seva to Mahavishnu. And Puja Swamiji, explaining this, the symbolism in this entire story, he used to say that the lesson to be learned from all this, from this story, is that if you want Lakshmi to have Nitya Vasam with you, stay with you permanently, and Lakshmi here is, we are referring to the wealth, money, wealth and all. If you want Lakshmi to stay with you permanently, you should be like Narayana. So wealth will come to the one who does not covet wealth. One may do everything to earn wealth. Earning wealth is not a papa karma. It is very, legitimate thing. One should, all dharmic ways, one should earn wealth, not adharmic ways. Huh? Do adharmic ways, papa karma. In all proper ways, you can earn as much wealth as possible. But the aim of life should not be to earn only wealth. That is important. And whatever wealth we earn, after keeping for our own use, and honestly speaking, for most of us, if we actually sit down and calculate, even 5% it will be more. What we earn, 5% of that will be more. But what happens is, we always have this insecurity in our mind that at some day this wealth will go away from me. And so we go on accumulating, hoarding this wealth, and not using it for the purposes the wealth is meant to be used. Wealth is meant to be used for all dharmic purposes. Earn wealth in a dharmic way and use the wealth for all dharmic purposes. There is, if you actually look around, So many people, so many things, whether it is animals or people or institutions, they are suffering because of lack of money, lack of resources, lack of funds. And this has also given rise to an ecosystem where there are many organizations who have come up, who are using this as an, what I can say, an excuse for earning wealth for themselves. There are organizations who say that we do this child care, child welfare and all. If you see the salaries which the CEOs take for themselves, it is mind-boggling salaries they get. And all in the name of charity. We are doing charity. We need not fall into the trap of such people. We can ourselves choose a few activities, dharmic activities, and then use our wealth for that purpose. So there's so many annadanam, so many people are going without food. At least, if not regularly, once in a while, we can provide, some annadanam to them. So we can go on talking about this. The purpose is that following dharma should be the main aim of our life. And if we adopt such a lifestyle, wealth will automatically keep coming to us. If we don't covet wealth, in fact, it is also said in the Puranas, Lakshmi follows Saraswati. Where Saraswati is there, Lakshmi will be there also. That is what it is said. Right? So, of course, cutting a long story short, this is the story of how Vishnu and Lakshmi got married. Right? And this is the symbolism of that, as explained by Pujya Swamiji. So that is Lakshmi Kanta. Then the next one is Kamala Nayan. See, many of these words are, repetitive words, as it has already been told earlier. As I told you, these dhyana slokas and all, they are not in the Mahabharata. They have been added by other acharyas in the parampara at some later stage. And that is why Adi Shankara has not commented on them. If it was in Mahabharata, Adi Shankara commentary we would have got. But he has not commented on them. So these dhyana shlokas have been added. So because of the later additions, each acharya would have, like for example, I told you that Totakacharya added that, the second dhyana shloka, Vishwarupa Darshanam. So similarly, many other acharyas have added. So with the result, many shlokas in the dhyana slokas, of course, there are only 5 or 6, 7 dhyana slokas totally. Some, ideas get repeated, maybe with different words, but the ideas get repeated. Okay. So the next one is Kamala Nayanam. Kamala Nayanam means Kamala is basically lotus. And this is always, lotus is, used as a symbol for describing the beauty of the eyes. So lotus shaped eyes. That is the described word, Kamala Nayana. So the one who has got beautiful eyes like a lotus petal. Already when we said Shubhangam, all these were covered in that, isn't it? All angas were covered, Shubhangam. Now specifically eyes are covered, Kamala Nayana. And all these are meant for what? Dhyana, visualization, when we are about to start the Vishnu Sahasranamam Parayanam or Puja. So these are all the ideas which we should bring it into our mind, meditate on these meanings, and then visualize the entire form of Vishnu to whom we are going to offer our prayers, offer our sing his glories, Vishnu's glories. Now, after all these descriptions, one may question that where will I find this so-called Vishnu with all these kind of descriptions? Then the address is given in the next word, Yogi Hrit Dhyana Gamyam. he is to be recognized in the heart of yogis through meditation. Because who is a yogi? One who has actually successfully connected himself to the totality. His entire thought process is with totality, with that Parameshwara who is Sarva Vyapi everywhere. He is a yogi. In his heart or in his intellect is where this Vishnu with all this description lives. It's all very, I should say, symbolic kind of expressions, right? So, yogi hridhyana gamyam. There is also another reading, as I told you, yogi bhirdhyana gamyam also is there. Meaning wise, no, yogi hrid, in yogi hrid, yogi is a singular. Yogi bhirdhyana gamyam, yogi is yogi bihi dhyana gamyam, is plural. That's all. So that's the only difference between these two words. So anything meaning is the same. Okay. Gamyam is from gam dhatu. Gam dhatu means to go. And it has also got the meaning of to know also. Gam dhatu. Two meanings are there. That's the beauty of Sanskrit. One dhatu, you can use it in different meanings. So we should actually take the second meaning here. Gamyam means to know. One can know this Vishnu in the heart or in the intellect of the yogis in the meditative state. That is the address of this Mahavishnu. So we have to take the Jnanartham, not Gamyartham. Jnanartham we have to take. So if we meditate on such a Bhagavan, what will we get? Meditation purpose is for concentration, chitta ekagrata. To gain concentration of our mind. So we meditate on Ekarupam, we will get chitta ekagrata, concentration. If we meditate on Vishwarupam, we will get chitta vishalata, broadening of the mind. Our outlook will really become very broad outlook. We're taking the entire world into our mind, entire universe into our mind. So when we do that, you can imagine, how the mind will become very broad and appreciate every aspect of this entire cosmos. So if we want to do that, if we want to expand our mind, we must do Vishwarupa Dhyanam of Bhagavan. But if you want Chitta Ekagrata, we must do Ekarupa Dhyana. Both one should do, because Chitta Ekagrata is as important as Chitta Vishalata. Both are very important. Okay. Then it is said Bhava Bhaya Haram. This idea we have seen right in the beginning also. Bhava Bhaya Haram. Papa Bhayapaham, we have seen. Papa Bhayapaham, right? In the penultimate, before the Nyasa, that penultimate shloka of the Purva Bhaga, that is before the Nyasa and all, we saw this Papa Bhayapaham, right? In the shloka, Tasya Loka Pradhanasya Jagannadasya Bhupate Vishnur Nama Sahasram Me Shrunu Papa Bhayapaham. Same idea here. Bhava Bhaya Haram. That is the idea here. In Papa Bhayapaham, Adi Shankara gave a very detailed explanation of what type of Bhaya is being referred to there. And he referred to as Samsara Bhaya there, if you remember. Samsara Bhaya Lakshanam is the word he used. So we must remember that, recall all that explanation. So Bhava means Samsara. Samsara is what, as Puja Swamiji says, life of becoming, the bondage, because of which we take ourselves to be limited beings, and because of those feeling of limitedness, we suffer all our sufferings we invite. all miseries, sufferings, everything we invite. That limitation, understand, taking ourselves to be limited being actually constricts our nature. Because by nature we are unlimited. We are Sachidananda Swarupa, which is unlimited rather. Satyam Jnanam Anantam we are. Anantam means unlimited, limitless we are. But what has happened? Because of our ignorance, because of our lack of knowledge, we have taken ourselves to be very limited beings. So when we have that kind of an attitude that we are very limited beings, it actually, goes against our nature. And whenever anything goes against our nature, will trouble us. It will give us a lot of misery and sorrow. So that is what is described as samsara bhayam, constant feeling of insecurity, constant feeling of bhayam. This is every human being. I mean, other than the few Mahatmas who have actually understood this, all of us, day in and day out, we are in this same groove only. Only solution to that is getting this knowledge of that limitlessness, that you are actually unlimited, you are limitless. Don't limit yourself to all these things. These are all very, very minor things from the point of view of your nature, your swarupa. So that is the bhayam which is being referred to here, right? And even if you look, the current COVID situation, there are many people, instead of objectively taking whatever is happening, because it is clear that very few things that we can do in order to save ourselves and our immediate family from this problem. Even there, we have to be even 1% or 0.1% risk for anything that we want to do is not worth it. Because one doesn't know how one gets this COVID. We have seen so many cases, and then what happens thereafter is devastating rather. It has devastated families, devastated relationships. People have actually developed certain psychological problems. They are not able to sleep after seeing all these things on the TV and media and all that. And all this is all happening. Why? Because we feel helpless. We feel that we can do something, but we are unable to do. All limited we feel. Everyone is mortally afraid of this COVID business, right? A person to whom we were talking just a couple of days ago, suddenly today we are told he is no more. He or she is no more. So all these things, are there. But what should be our take? Our take is that, is there anything that I can do about it? The answer is no. Accept it. Accept it as the law of karma operating, Ishvara operating. We don't know why this is happening, but it is happening right in front of our eyes. Acceptance is the first thing of what is happening. That will actually settle your mind. After accepting, do everything to protect you and your immediate people immediately around you to, keep yourself safe from this COVID. Because in coming days, we don't know what is going to happen, how this whole thing is going to pan out, and what kind of changes are going to happen. Even the second wave in India was not thought to be so serious kind of a thing, but it has turned out to be very, very deadly kind of a thing. And new things like this black fungus thing and all start coming. We don't know. If we get this COVID, there is more than 70% chances that we may not survive. If you survive after getting COVID, after getting treatment and all that, you're very lucky. Your karmas are so strong, your punya karmas are strong that you are alive. Otherwise, it's a very, very sad situation. So, all these are all fearful. This bhayam, samsara bhayam. That is what is happening, and that is what is that. And what we can do, keep on praying, keep on doing Vishnu Sahasranama, Parayanam, Japam, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, just go on doing. That's all. That will keep your mind free from all these TV news and things like that and all, media news. And your focus of the mind will be on, spiritual matters, and trying to use this opportunity to make your journey easier in the spiritual path. Okay. And apart from this COVID, generally, there are so many fears in people's minds. And these fears start, surfacing when one starts getting little old. How long will I live? Will I live long enough to see my grandchildren? And some people are more ambitious. Their worry is, will I live long enough to see the marriage of my grandchildren? Probably when grandchildren are getting married, this person may not be able to eat anything, see anything, hear anything. But still, he has that wish and that fear. Will I live long enough? What if I die early? All these kind of normal fears, non-COVID related fears. Okay. So if a person has got some exposure to our scriptures, the law of karma, how it operates rather, what is the basis of this law of karma, then some of the answers for these questions he will himself get. So the fears are endless, but they are not something unavoidable. We can do something about it in order to keep our mind free from these kind of fears, right? So all these are referred to here as bhava bhaya, and this also includes the fear of punarjanma. Whether I will have a punarjanma, of course, scriptures, according to scriptures, everybody is going to have a punarjanma unless one gets moksha in this janma. So that is given. But punarjanma means what? Will I be born as a human being, or will I be born as an animal, or a worm, or a tree? All this, because all are jivas. One can be born in any of the yonis. 84 lakh yonis which are there, one can be born in any one of the 84 lakh yonis. One can be born as a coronavirus also. That is also a jiva. Right? And trouble everybody. So anyhow, bhavabhaya haram is the one, means the one who removes all types of the samsara fears. Haram means one who removes. Therefore, Ishvara is the only refuge who can resolve all these fears. And Ishvara means what? We have seen again and again, we are talking about totality. And when we actually do things, act in a manner or behave in a way which is actually disturbing the equilibrium of this totality, then the empire strikes back. And that is what is happening, all these things. Whether it is unseasonal monsoons or tsunamis or corona, everything, it is nothing but the totality striking back at those human beings who are completely, devastating this world through all their greed, actions, everything. The more we learn to live as close to nature as possible, without disturbing the dharma of nature, all these problems will not come. but which is very difficult to make people understand. Only few of us can understand all these things and try to live our life in that particular way, as close to nature as possible. Lead a dharmic life, do all your things in the way nature does. Understand the nature's, design, understand the way the nature does things. Then try to put your life as close to that process. Then you can have a normal life, a healthy life, a good life, happy life. Anyhow, so that was Bhava Bhaya Haram. Okay. The next word is Sarva Lokaika Natham. So Sarva Loka Eka Natham. That is what Sarva Lokaika Natham. Split, when you split it.
Mama, namaskaram. Sorry. The meaning of the word bhava. Bhaya is fear. Bhavana another.
Bhavana samsara.
Okay. Thank you.
Bhava Bhaya is the fear of the samsara. What all I explained. Right from the fear of coronavirus to the fear of rebirth. Everything comes under the samsara. Definition of samsara.
Shri. Thank you.
So Bhava Bhaya means samsara, the fear of samsara. Haram means the one who removes, one who neutralizes that bhaya. That is Bhava Bhaya Haram. And Mahavishnu, Ishvara, Parameshwara, you can take anything. Okay. So Sarva Lokaika Natham, Eka Natham, the one and only Lord. We have seen this idea again and again, right from the beginning. Eka Natham, right? Sarva Loka means all worlds. Sarva Loka. Okay. The entire universe you can take. Samasta Prapancha. So I salute that Vishnu who has a form, Shantakaram, which is calm. Then Bhujaga Shayanam, we saw that. Padmanabham Suresham, who has a lotus in his navel, Padmanabham, has Ananta as his bed, that is the five-hooded snake as his bed, who is the Lord of the Devas, Suresham, Lord of the Devas, Gagana Sadrisham, Padmanabham Suresham, Vishwadharam. Vishwadharam is the one who is actually supporting, holding up this entire universe, sustaining this whole universe. Gagana Sadrisham. Gagana Sadrisham means who is all pervasive like space. Meghavarnam, who's dark complexion like the south, the clouds, right? Meghavar Shubhangam, who has got auspicious limbs. Lakshmi Kantam, who is the consort of Lakshmi, who is attracted by Lakshmi. Kamala Nayanam, whose eyes are like lotus petals, beautiful like lotus petals. Yogi Hridyana Gamyam, and who is to be recognized in the heart of yogis who in their meditative state or through meditation, both meanings we can take. And Bhava Bhaya Haram, who removes the fear of this samsara from everybody. And Sarva Lokaika Natham, who is the only Lord of this entire universe. That is the meaning of this shloka. Okay. So now we'll go to the next shloka. Meghasyamam pita kausheya vasam Srivatsangam kaustubodbhasitangam punyopedam pundarikayataaksham Vishnum vande sarvalokaikanaatam. So as I told you, some of the ideas are all repeated either from the previous sloka or from the other, more previous slokas. So here also the main operative sentence or words are Vishnum vande. I salute, my salutations to Vishnu. And all the other words are all adjectives to Vishnu. Megha Shyama, we have already seen Megha Varna, same meaning, complexion, dark complexion, like the clouds. Actually, Meghashyam, the clouds, Swami Omkarananda described the complexion as a mixture of green and black. That is the color actually. It's not black, it's a mixture of green and black. Okay. So that's why Krishna is called Shyama Sundara, right? Devi is called Shyamala. All this Shyamam means that color, which is a mixture of green and black. So the one who has got complexion like a cloud, which has a Shyama color. Then Pita Kausheya Vasam. And all these are all, now come back to Ekarupa description. Pita means yellow. Kausheya means silk. Vasam means vastra, dress. So the one who is wearing an yellow silky dress is Pita Kausheya Vasam. Then Sri Vatsangam. Sri Vatsangam, it's a mole on the chest, left chest of Mahavishnu. That mole is called Sri Vatsangam. And that is the speciality of Mahavishnu. He has got that mole. Olden days, if Mahavishnu had applied for a passport, then there would have been a column, some body marks. So he could have written Sri Vatsangam, mole on the left chest. Okay. So Vishnu has got this speciality, Sri Vatsangam. So one who has got Sri Vatsangam, that's the mole on the left chest, mark on his chest. Then Kaustuba Udbhasitangam. Kaustubam is a gem. From where this gem came? Churning. If you remember the sloka, Lakshmi Kaustubam, second thing to come out of the Samudra Matanam was this Kaustubam gem, which Vishnu took and put it in his garland, not head, sorry, garland. So Kaustubam is the gem which is inlaid along with other gems and precious stones in the garland of Vishnu. And Udbhasitangam, it is shining, right? Prakasham, Udbhasitangam. So one who has got the Kaustuba Mani, Kaustuba Ratnam in his garland is Kaustuba Udbhasitangam. Then Punya Upetam. Punyopetam is Punya Upetam. Upetam means who is abiding in or who is an embodiment of Upetam. So Punya Upetam means one who is embodiment of all Punyas. If one does lot of Punya, one can feel the presence of Bhagavan very near oneself. These are all things one needs to experience oneself. It just cannot be, taught or anything. But this happens. When you keep on doing lot of punya, all that Aishwaryam of Bhagavan will automatically be very near you. One can feel the presence of Bhagavan. So the one who comes very near, Punyopetam means the one who comes very near due to all the punyams that we do. The more punyam we do, the more Ishvara we can bring into our lives. What is punyam? Punyam is not some rocket science. Do all dharmic actions. As I think one of the earlier classes, I told you, whatever you do, first think how many people are going to benefit by this action of mine. If it is going to be only you and your immediate family, it is not a punya karma at all. You have to go out of ahankara and mamakara in whatever you do. When you start doing that, more number of people benefiting from your actions, more punya will come near you. And the more punya you earn, Ishvara will come nearer and nearer to you because he is punyopetam. He is the embodiment of punya. So you can bring more and more Ishvara into your life by doing all dharmic karmas, punya karmas. So that is punyopetam. And what it will lead to? It will lead to our mental peace. When we talk about Aishwaryam at our level, we are talking about what? A peaceful life. Not being disturbed by any unexpected surprise events in our life. Because many times the surprises is what disturbs our, our life's balance. And it is because of the surprises that come to us sometimes that we have this fear. What will happen? That fear. So that is what is punyopetam. And punyopetam can also be taken as the one who is attained because of punyam. That meaning also is taken. Because Puranas talk about if you do lot of punya, you will go to Brahma Loka, Vishnu Loka and all that and be very near to Brahmaji, Vishnuji and all that. So that meaning also we can take for punyopetam. Then Pundarikaya Taksham. Again, Kamalanayanam we have seen. Here again it is called Pundarika Ayata Aksham. Pundarika means lotus flower. Ayatam means petal of the lotus flower. Aksham means eyes. So the one whose eyes are like the petal of the lotus flower. So as I told you, we saw Kamalanayanam in the previous sloka. Here it is Pundarika Ayata Aksham. Words are different, meaning is the same. Vishnu Vande Sarva Lokaika Natham. So Sarva Lokaika Natham also we have seen the meaning in the previous sloka, so I won't repeat it. So the one and only Lord of the entire world, who is all pervasive, to that Vishnu my salutations. So the summary of the meaning is, I salute that Vishnu who is like dark clouds, who wears yellow silken garments, who has the mark of Srivatsa on his left chest, and whose chest is radiant, Udbhasidanga, with the jewel of Kaustuba, which is inlaid in his necklace, who is the embodiment of all punya, or you can say one who is attained through punya, that meaning also we can take, who has long eyes like the petal of lotus flower, and who is the Lord of all the lokas. So that is the meaning of this sloka. Okay. Now we will go to the next sloka. Namas samasta bhutanam adhibhutaya bhubrite aneka rupa rupaya Vishnave prabha Vishnave. So Namaha comes in the front. We should put it in the end. Samasta bhutanam adi bhutaya namaha. Bhubrite namaha. Aneka rupaya namaha. Vishnave namaha. Prabha Vishnave namaha. This is how we have to understand this sloka. Convert it into a Vishnu Sahasranamam itself. We can do that. So Vishnave namaha is the operative word, part of the sloka. And all others are adjective describing that Vishnu. Namaha means my namaskarams, my salutations. Okay. Samasta bhutanam. Samasta bhutanam refers to all the beings in this entire prapancha. All gross beings and subtle beings, the ones which we can see and experience, and others which we can experience but cannot see. Subtle beings are there. So many subtle beings are there. Samasta Bhutana. Adi Bhutam. Adi Bhutam means the first one. So amongst all beings, the one who was born the first being in the universe, who is the cause of this universe, he is that Vishnu, to him my namaha. Samasta Bhutanam Adi Bhutaya Namaha. This is the meaning of that. Okay. And because when we are talking about Ishvara, Ishvara is what? We have seen a combination of Brahman and Maya. And Brahman and Maya, Anadi, Ananta, they have been existing from beginningless times. Nobody knows when this whole creation started. One can talk about a particular cycle of the creation, but we cannot talk about the beginning of the creation at all. Nobody can talk about it. Even Shastras say that we don't know. It is Anadi. Anadi means beginningless. That is what the Shastras say. And Mahavishnu, the all-pervasive Brahman, Satchidananda Swarupa, was the first one to appear. In this, whenever that creation happened, he was the first one to appear along with Maya. Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam for this entire creation. Okay. So Mula Karana Bhutaya Namaha also, which means Adi Bhutaya Bhutaya, Mula Karana Bhutaya Namaha. And this idea is there in Taittiriya Upanishad. Mantra says, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. From whom all these beings have been born. Taittiriya Upanishad. So all this is all based upon Upanishads only. And that's the same idea which is said here. Okay. So Brahman or Ishvara, as we call it, along with Maya, is the cause, Karanam, Mula Karanam for this entire universe. And Brahman here we mean the consciousness principle. The material cause for the universe is Maya, and Maya is inert, it is Jadam. So blessed by Brahman, Maya has converted itself into this entire universe. That is how the Upanishads deal with it. So to that Brahman, to that Mahavishnu, the all-pervasive pure consciousness, my salutations. Then Bhu Brite Namaha. Bhu means the entire earth, we can take the whole creation. Bhu means literally earth, but we can extend it to the whole creation. It's just symbolic. So, Brite means the one who sustains. As I told you, ideas are all same. Vishwadharam is there, here Bhu Brite is there. So, the one who sustains this entire creation, this entire universe, my salutations to him. So, in the previous word, the Srishti Karanam was referred to. Now the Sthiti Karanam, sustenance of this world, is being referred to. So Mahavishnu is the Sthiti, the Srishti Karanam, and also the Sthiti Karanam. Okay. So my salutation to the one who is sustaining this entire universe. Aneka Rupa Rupaya Namaha. Again, we come to Vishwarupa Darshanam, Vishwarupa idea. Aneka Rupa Rupaya means the one who has got innumerable forms and names. All forms and names in this universe are all forms and names of that one Mahavishnu, Eka Devata only. And my salutations to that Mahavishnu. Then Prabha Vishnave Namaha. We have already seen this word Prabha Vishnave earlier. Right? Prabha means all pervading. So Prabha Vishnave means all pervading Vishnu. The one who is Adi, the cause of all beings. who sustains this earth, who has manifold forms, and who is omnipotent. To such a Vishnu, my salutations. All are dhyana slokas, mind you. Huh? In your mind, you must bring all these ideas when you are going to sit for Vishnu Sahasranama Puja or Parayana. So we will take the next sloka. Again, description. Sashanga chakram sakirida kundalam sapita vastram sarasiruhekshanam sahara vakshastala shobhikaustubham namami Vishnum shirasa chaturbhujam. Many of the ideas are repetition from the previous two slokas, but one or two new ideas also there. Okay. Sashanga chakram Vishnu, the one who is holding the Shanka and Chakra in his hands. Shankam is the conch, we have seen, and Chakra is the Sudarshana Chakra he has got in his hand, right? I don't know which hand, I am not familiar. Sakirida Kundalam means, Kiritam means the crown. And Kundalam means the ornaments which are worn in the ears, right? So the one who is having the Shanka conch and the Chakra, the Sudarshana Chakra in his hands, and who is wearing Kundalam, this ear ornaments, the one who is wearing that. Sapita Vastram, we have already seen in the Pita Kaushaya Vasaha, the one who is wearing an yellow dress, yellow silky dress. Here, the Sa which is used along with every name, and this is more important for Sanskrit student, it means Saha. The Sa means Saha. Saha means along with, accompanied by Saha. Okay. So when we say Sakirida Kundalam, the one who is having the Kiritam and Kundalam. So that is what we have to understand, the meaning of the word Sa. Okay. So Sashanga Chakram, Sakirida Kundalam and all. Sarasiru Hekshanam. Ekshanam means what? Sight. Eyes. Sarasiruha again means lotus flower. Same. So Kamalanayanam, Pundarikayadaksham, Sarasiru all are same meanings. Different acharyas have used their own imaginative, creative skills, knowledge of Sanskrit language to bring in this poetic kind of descriptions. Okay. So one who has got eyes like the lotus flower, Sarasiru Ekshanam. Then Sahara Vakshastala Shobhi Kaustubham. Again, Vakshastala is body, right? The chest. Sahara, it has got a garland, a mala. Vakshastala Shobhi. Shobhi means in which it is shining, it is decorated by. Kaustubham, we have seen earlier. So same, the one who has got the Kaustuba Mani, Kaustuba Ratnam in this, in the garland which is wearing in his chest. When you see the photo of Mahavishnu, the people who have drawn those photos have actually visualized all these from the slokas only, and then they draw they actually make the picture. Including Shilpakaras who do the Mahavishnu's Shilpa, these are all very useful for them. How they have to describe this Mahavishnu, otherwise everything will look the same. They all are in black stones and this stone one. So every god has got some specific indications. So when you see a god with a veil in the hand, a lance, the Muruga, we know. So similarly here Mahavishnu, you can add this. When they draw it, a garland, and then one bright, Chobi Kaustubam, they will be shining Kaustubam. Okay. Chaturbhujam, the one who has got 4 hands. So this is a new one, 4 hands. This was not talked about it. Shirasa Namami, I bow down my heads to him. So it's a very simple sloka. Meaning of the most of the words are repetition of what we have already seen earlier, starting with Meghashyam. And as I told you, these are all dhyana slokas meant for visualization. So here Vishnu is described as the one with 4 hands. But in the slokas we have seen, there are only 2 hands are mentioned. Sashanga Chakrams is what the Shankam and Chakram are mentioned in the sloka. What about the next 2 hands? No mention is there in the sloka or even in the previous slokas. So we have to imagine, seeing the photo of Vishnu, that we have to supply in the other 2 hands. One hand he has got the Gadha, the mace, and another hand the lotus flower. So this we can supply from our side. When we are actually meditating on Chatur Bhujam, then we can bring this idea in our mind that when we are visualizing the 4 hands of Vishnu, what are all the things in his hands we can visualize. So basically the meaning of this sloka is, I bow down my head and salute that Vishnu who has got 4 arms, who is which are adorned with conch and the discus. We can add the lotus flower and also the mace, the Gada, who has a crown and earrings he is wearing. He is wearing yellow garments. He has got eyes like lotus petals, with the jewel of Kaustuba shining in the garland on his chest. This is the meaning of this sloka. So it is almost time now. I will stop here. Next 2 slokas are there, and then we will finish it first thing in the next class, and then we will go to the 1000 names starting from Vishnu. Okay. I'll say the prayers, and if there are any questions, we'll have a small satsang. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Namaskaram,
Namaste,
Mama.
Guruji.
Thank you. Ellarku namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, ellarku namaskaram. Thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om.
Lovely evening.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namo Namah. Thank you, Guruji.
Namo Namah. Hari Om. So shall I close the session? If there are no questions or clarifications?
Namaskaram.
Namaskar. What was the answer I got? We can close. Anyway, I will close it. If you have got questions, note it down. Next class we will see. We are not going anywhere. Okay. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji.